Hi, I'm Alysha Randall, and in today's video, I really wanted to talk about something that probably will help me as well, and that's a September reset. So I am back in the UK after traveling in South Africa with the family, and even though I did work a little bit while I was there, I do feel like I'm a bit overwhelmed, and half of the team was missing during August. Decisions were a bit slow, and it's the moment now to really get ahead of the game. So, particularly because for most of the clients that we work with, it's coming to the end of the year. We are doing leadership, strategic conversations in preparation for the budget. There's year end coming up. Lots is happening. So I wanted to go through 5 practical moves that you can make this month to rebuild your momentum, get some clarity, and effectively lead a bit better or more efficiently for the remainder of the year. So, as I mentioned, my name's Alysha Randall. I run Fast Growth Consulting, which is a fractional CFO firm, and I also teach new and aspiring CFOs that work within startups and scale-ups. I wrote a book on this exact topic here, and I work with lots of students who are looking to get into that role. I post weekly on Thursdays, so if that sounds like you or something that's interesting to you, then please do click on the subscribe button below. So, the first one, rebuilding your weekly finance rhythm. So, I find, particularly because I'm a parent, my children are also blowing up my routine. So summer really blows up routines. So month ends get delayed, founder catch-ups get cancelled, bookkeepers and my team are off the grid or on holidays. And sometimes you feel like you're chasing people more than just doing high level work, particularly if you didn't holiday during the August period. So this month's reset is a good way of structuring it is locking your Monday planning time and Friday reviews. So I always have these recurring meetings. And so if you haven't got those, I would highly recommend that you block time for planning and reviewing. Mondays and Fridays are always good times to do that. Also, while you're on your calendar, you also want to look at blocking out deep work for reporting, forecast reporting, board preparations, board packs, anything where you really need to focus for a couple of hours. It's very difficult to get into a real rhythm and then just be distracted by meetings or the phone or Slack or what have you. So if you block that time in the calendar, then at least you won't get meetings for distractions, but also switching off your phone, your emails, and your Slack or messaging services so that you can focus on that. And then also really set expectations with your team, if you have one, or your bookkeeper. If you're still a finance team of one, then this structure is really important. Setting the expectations with the business. Don't really let the business dictate your week. You want to create a routine that serves you and your priorities. And this will not only help you with the workload, but also help you reduce decision fatigue and avoid constant firefighting, which can really drain your energy. Number 2 is refreshing your reporting deck. So you may, if you haven't looked at your reporting templates at all this year, then now might be a good time to do that. So if you're still using the same management account pack you threw together 6 months ago or last year, then this is a nudge to basically sharpen it up. So what I would focus on this month is stripping out fluff metrics. There may be KPIs or metrics that were really important 6, 9, 12 months ago, not overly important at the moment. So make sure you really focus on what is actually driving decisions and what the business is focusing on, and make sure you have the KPIs to match that. You really do want to add proper commentary, not just tables. So what is the story this month? What do you want to tell the leadership team and the board and the investors about what's happening within the business? You may want to introduce some other kind of KPIs that boards and investors and founders really like a cash runway tracker. So whether you have cash runway, say, through to March 2026 or even further afield, have a look at whether you can introduce something like a cash runway tracker. Boards and founders are always very interested in that metric. And then if you can, add one forward-looking trend or insight or scenario each month that is a conversation starter, ideally. So your job isn't really to build a massive spreadsheet that's really hard to follow. Rather, it's to guide the business with data. So that means insights, not just outputs. And if you're still manually formatting Excel packs each month, you might want to have a look at tools, inexpensive tools like Fathom or Spotlight, to trial this month and see if you can upgrade your management accounts pack. Number 3 is running a financial housekeeping. So before you start getting into your budgeting season or Q4 planning, you might want to take a week or two to just tidy up the financial chaos that might have crept up over summer. So just have a review of your chart of accounts and see if you need to simplify it or change it a little bit so it's a bit more relevant to your current business. Clean up those overdue invoices, those unapproved bills, missing receipts, credits that shouldn't be sitting there, various miscellaneous amounts that are just sitting in a suspense account on your balance sheet. Just kind of clean that up so you don't have to deal with it when you're budgeting. You might want to check system access and approval permissions across your tech. So the people that have access to certain things and certain approvals, is that still relevant? It's definitely worthwhile reviewing that at least once a year. Get your bookkeeper or yourself to reconcile intercompany balances if that is relevant. It is something that can just be forgotten over a few months. So just make sure that it does reconcile properly so that when you're consolidating, you don't have these annoying amounts that shouldn't be there. And then, of course, close off any old POs or credit notes or messes that have been sitting there, basically. You just want to do a bit of housekeeping so that when you get to October, November, and you're trying to do board prep and budgeting and preparation for year end, all of that's kind of done. So now is a really good time to clean things up. Number 4 is reconnecting with key stakeholders. So you probably haven't had a proper check-in with your founders or all of your function heads or investors in a while. And so September is a real perfect time to reconnect, even third parties. So if you haven't yet, book a founder check-in, 30 minutes, top 3 financial risks. Just have a quick, where are we, refresh, what are we going to focus on for the remainder of the year. Ideally, catch up also with your heads of sales or ops to review year-to-date spend versus budget. Is there anything else that you need to go through? And potentially even drop a short investor update, even if you're not fundraising, just to kind of check in. If that's the type of relationship you have, you may just be very light touch with your investors. That's fine. But if not, now's probably a good time to drop them a bit of note. Just a reminder, finance really isn't a back office function. You do want to be seen as a leader and not just a doer. So keep those high trust conversations alive. And this one move will really make the rest of your Q4 much easier if you have those relationships established. And then the final one is to set one bold goal for Q4. So something really leadership focused, something that stretches you, something that you might be proud of by the end of the year. So a couple of ideas, presenting at your next board meeting, even if it's just one section, particularly if you've never done it. Perhaps lead a founder session on pricing or margins or forecasting. Run a budgeting process that actually gets buy-in this year. I've talked about how to do that in many videos. So have a look at the budgeting category or budgeting section within all my videos. See if you can automate 50% of your month-end pack. That would be a huge win. Or even build a cash dashboard that the CEO actually uses. I have seen that Xero has started doing some fun things with your dashboard. So maybe have a look and see if there's anything in there that you can utilize. If not, see if you can build one using the reporting tools that you do. So Ideally, you don't want Q4 to become another blur of firefighting. You do want to maybe pick one thing that generally moves the needle on your leadership visibility and influence. So let's be honest, September creeps up fast, but if you really kind of treat it like a reset or a launch pad, then you can build your rhythm for the rest of the year, upgrade your reporting, cleaning up, doing a bit of housekeeping, reconnecting with your team, and then setting one bold goal. So that's it. 5 moves that will put you in the driver's seat for the rest of the year. Again, if that was helpful, please hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video, or take a look at my book, Financial Leadership Fundamentals, if you're really serious about stepping into a finance leadership role this year. The link will be down below in the description. Or if you're ready to go a bit deeper, then you can join my Financial Leadership Foundations course, where I help finance managers and heads of finance all over the world, actually, becoming confident and strategic finance leaders. And it can help you as well. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.